When it comes to chronic pain, I understand just how easy it can be to slip into a feeling of frustration, depression, anxiety, even hopelessness, because all the meds, the injections, the PT, the chiropractic, the acupuncture sessions all may have brought some temporary relief, but soon enough you're back at square one, right back where you started from. So in today's video, I want to take a look at a really powerful tool that you already have within yourself to begin healing, and that is your mindset. Hi, I'm Rob Lieblein. I'm a chronic pain recovery coach, and my work with clients always starts with building the right mindset for healing. And mindset is so important because once you cultivate the right mindset, that sets the stage for the entire mind-body healing process to be effective. So let's take a look at what we mean by mindset. And essentially, when we're talking about mindset, we are talking about how you think about your recovery. Now, you've been to your doctors, you've already ruled out the possibility that you have a serious medical condition. And once you've taken that really important step, then it's time to start building the right kind of mindset and truly believing that your symptoms can be healed through a mind-body process because you're not broken. Now, Dr. Sarno, who we discussed in a previous video and who is a pioneer in helping patients recover from chronic pain and other symptoms using a mind-body approach, knew this very well. Dr. Sarno had a list of 12 daily reminders that he would ask his patients to review on a regular basis. And his very first daily reminder was that the pain is from TMS and not from a structural abnormality. And TMS was Dr. Sarno's term for symptoms that are really neuroplastic or based in the mind and have emotional and psychological roots rather than physical roots. Now, when we talk about mindset, we can think of mindset as being in two different categories. One category is called the fixed mindset. And the fixed mindset is what has us telling ourselves that our pain is permanent, that our symptoms are always going to be like this, that nothing can change. On the other hand, there's something called the growth mindset. And a growth mindset reminds us that our symptoms are due to learned patterns in the brain and that those patterns can be changed and unlearned and that recovery is possible. So the fixed mindset is anchored in fear and doubt, and that puts the brain in an alarm mode, which really helps to reinforce all of the symptomatic and pain pathways in our brain, which is exactly what we don't want to do. However, when we can make that shift to a growth mindset, then we begin to send our brain and our entire nervous system signals of safety. And those signals of safety start to starve our symptoms of the kind of food or fuel that they need to persist, so that healing becomes much more possible. Now, the evidence to back up the importance of mindset in chronic pain and symptom recovery is pretty strong. Dr. Sarno alone cured thousands of patients with this approach and focusing on mindset. And another person to check out would be Carol Dweck, who wrote a book called Mindset: The New Psychology of Success. And she goes into great detail about the effectiveness of a growth mindset in cultivating resilience and being able to heal and move past a whole variety of different physical and mental challenges. Now, there are also plenty of real-life examples of people who've overcome chronic pain and symptoms by emphasizing a shift in their mindset. And I count myself among those people. It took me a long time to get to the right mindset, and I went through a lot of fear and a lot of doubt and just a lot of suffering, I would have to say, until I was able to get myself into the right place where I truly believed that I wasn't broken and that I could heal. So once I started to chip away at that doubt and remove it, that's when my real healing began to happen. Another example I have is of a client that I worked with, and she had a chronic cough that was interfering with a lot of her daily living activities, and it was causing her a lot of distress. And her fixed mindset mantra was that there's something wrong with me. Those are the words she kept repeating inside her head. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Now, during one of our sessions, she was able to put together a few puzzle pieces that helped her realize that this cough she was experiencing wasn't due to being sick in any way, wasn't due to there being something wrong with her, but really had its roots in thoughts about a relationship that was very difficult with one of her parents. Now, that aha moment was the trigger for her to move away from fixed mindset, there's something wrong with me, to, oh, there's a reason for this that I can work on, and I can start to recover from this cough that's been so frustrating to me. So let me offer up 4 fundamental mindset shifts that you can begin cultivating right now to begin your path to recovery. And one of them is to reframe your symptoms, recognizing them as patterns in the brain which can be changed rather than permanent damage to the body. Mindset shift number 2, start developing more compassion for yourself and more patience with yourself. Take the pressure off of yourself to heal instantly, because the more you push against your symptoms, the more those symptoms are just going to push right back at you. Number 3, start cultivating curiosity around your symptoms. If you become symptomatic, if you have a flare-up, then rather than addressing that with a state of panic, start asking yourself, getting curious. What's going on for me right now? What emotions am I feeling? What is happening in my life right now? And curiosity, it turns out, actually sends soothing messages to the brain and to the nervous system. And then mindset shift number 4 involves building evidence of safety. So really tuning into and tracking those moments when your symptoms aren't so bad. You might even feel pretty good. Tracking those times when your body is moving normally the way you always want it to. Those things are there, and I'll go into more detail on building an evidence list in another video. Now, this all takes work, and it isn't always very easy. So I want you to be prepared for some of the common mindset blocks that you may be encountering. And one of them is self-doubt. Right? That little voice inside your head that may be saying to you, well, what if this doesn't really work for me? What if this doesn't apply to me? What if my symptoms and my condition is different? Well, you've done all the work you needed to do up to this point, right? To rule out serious medical conditions. Anything left after that is just fear talking, and you don't have to buy into the fear. So don't buy into the fear. How you handle setbacks is also really important. If you have a flare-up of pain or symptoms, rather than seeing that as a failure, just start to see that as part of the process, because healing is almost never a straight line. There are ups and downs in the process. So remind yourself that having a setback is just what happens. And then there's the importance of consistency and trust in the process. Remember, you're probably watching this video right now because everything you've tried in the past for your symptoms hasn't worked. So leave all of those things behind and keep your attention focused on moving forward. So to recap, mindset isn't just a nice idea. It's the foundation for recovery. It's what moves us from fear to safety, from doubt to possibility, and from pain to freedom. I encourage you to share any of your own personal experiences in the comments below, or just leave general comments or ask questions. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want more personalized attention, you can always schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me to see if a mind-body approach is appropriate for you and your symptoms. I've left the link to schedule that appointment in the notes below. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, chronic pain is not a life sentence.